Hello, I'm Jerome from Sungrand. I'm the developer of the Silver Falls games, and today I'll be sharing a bit of gameplay from the Silver Falls Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers title, which hopefully will be launching soon on the Nintendo 3DS on all models. So today I'm just going to share a bit of the battle system and a quick look at some of the characters that we have featured in this game as potential party members. I do have an hour-long video that you can have a look at. I take a closer deep dive into a character analysis for some of the characters and a closer look at the battle system. But today we'll just have a quick look at the battle system and some abilities here. So right now we're at the diner, and you see there's a bit of a notice there that says that if you wait a while, characters will show up. So these are characters that are not your party members. They're, just NPCs. They'll show up and they'll talk to you, but you'll get a boost to your stats for the next mission. So you can sit and enjoy the diner music here. You can talk to your party members, and they'll often bring armor, weapons, and materials for upgrading your equipment as well. Let me just see what they've got for me. Okay, we've got a bit of oil that's for upgrading. Maverick brought me first aid juice, which is nice, and Rich brought me sewing kit. That's good. So those are good for upgrading your armor, and oil is good for upgrading your weapons. We'll see here. Anyway, I just had someone show up. So if we wait a second here, we'll see. Okay, oh, we've got a visitor here. All right, they say that Turtle Squad can bite off a man's hand in a split second. When else could he bite off that fast? So Slim's always got some funny story for us. So we got a boost for the next mission. We'll go ahead and leave. We'll return to our campsite and we'll see what party members show up and if they bring us any useful supplies. So, all right, they're all back at the diner now. Since if you go back and forth too many times, they'll just stay in the diner. Okay, so the party that we have here, let's have a quick look. We have Gus, who is the main character of Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers. He's a pretty good close-range attacker and a self-booster. He can boost his own stats quite well. In terms of crowd control, he's not very good at that, though. But he is good at setting up for other characters. He has oil attacks, which allow doing damage from oil attacks. So oil spray is quite good. That stuns the enemies and reduces their flame resistance. So if you have someone on your team who uses flame attacks, that's going to be very useful. I'm going to make use of his ultimate ability, which is Rocket Uppercut, that boosts his own technique, and charge speed goes up by 40, so that's how quickly he can act during battle, how quickly his meter fills up, which means you have access to your stronger abilities more quickly. Alright, also on our team we have Holt from 3 Down Stars, we have Oxa from Guardians and Metal Exterminators, and we have Atticus from Ghoul Busters. So we have a dream team here right now. We'll just have a quick look at their abilities here if you want to have a quick read through that. Holt is quite good at dealing electric damage, and he's got good crowd control when he has access to his Thunder Gun. He can boost his allies' charge meter with Inspire, but he also has access to Electro Amplify, but only on Wednesdays. So on Wednesdays he can boost his own elemental damage, and it's a pretty massive deal because he can start doing significant damage. We'll have a quick look at Oxa. So Oxa's a bit of a slower character, but she has high damage output because she's a bit of a strong physical fighter. She has access to Blizzard Gun as her main ability, which is pretty fantastic. So she's great crowd control. Her soul ability is Double Dynamite, which is, again, that's a very powerful ability. And her ultimate is Beautiful Eruption, so that's your team explosive power is plus 100%, is doubled. So if you have access to her ultimate ability, and if you have access to the soul ability, your soul ability will do double damage again and again. So even by herself, Oxa is what I would consider a self-sufficient character, and a booster character, and a crowd control. So she can do significant amounts of damage, and today she has Team Cryo Amplify, so she can boost the entire team's power by 30, and that affects her own Blizzard Gun as well. And if you're familiar with Guardians and Metal Exterminators, her style of gameplay, I wanted it to reflect that, how you played Guardians and Metal Exterminators. You were alone in that game, you were independent. So in general, the characters that come from that game are generally independent. And we have Atticus. So to have a look at his abilities, we have Vital Stab, which reduces the enemy's defense by 20, and it does some damage. We have Trick Shot, which boosts your own technique by 40, and that also increases that ability. So every time you use Trick Shot, it gets stronger and stronger. And his ultimate ability is Wonder Adrenaline, and it boosts your team charge by 30%, so that fills their charge meter, that lets your team members use their abilities, and it boosts their charge speed by 30%, and it fills it by 20, which is pretty fantastic. And today he has Startling Shout, which attracts the enemies, it stuns them, and it reduces the enemy's resistance to air and light abilities. So Atticus is actually quite a good speedster character. He's a good support because he can move very quickly, and he's a self booster. He can boost himself with a trick shot that gets stronger and stronger. He generally doesn't always have great crowd control, but if we have a look on a Sunday, he has an ability, Water Balloon Storm, that stuns the enemies, so that's a good debuff because it makes the enemies take more damage from cryo. And Electric, he can regenerate one of his own items, which is pretty wild. And he has Shuriken Storm, which hits multiple enemies. If you played Ghoul Busters, these abilities might start sounding familiar to you. And you have Dynamite as well. So on certain days, he's pretty good crowd control, and then on other days, he's more of a support character. So his damage output generally isn't that great, but he can carry 3 items, and he can also regenerate his own items. So he's an excellent support character. Right, let's go ahead and hop into a battle. We'll start with an easy one for now, and I'll just give you a rundown on how all of these abilities work, and then after that, we'll switch over to a bit more difficult one. So let's go ahead and have a look at this one. This one will give me some materials. That's pretty easy. Let's go ahead and rock out. All right, there's some lore drops there for you to enjoy. These are all the same lore drops from 3 Down Stars. I've been extremely busy with these titles, developing all of these games, so I didn't have, it took weeks to write all the lore drops for 3 Down Stars. I unfortunately didn't have time to write, 150 more lore drops, so in a future title, I'll have more for you. So you can see my charge meters are filling up, and your physical attack, your basic physical attack, it uses your charge meter entirely. So if I aim it like this, I can get both those enemies, and I just get a fair amount of damage. Let's have Oxa hit that guy. Alright, and you can see it consume the charge meter. Now Oxa's is not filling up that fast, but you can see Atticus. Oxa's is still pretty slow, but Atticus can fill up very quickly. And the main difference is that Oxa just has so much pure damage output strength that Atticus doesn't have, but Atticus has other ways to contribute to the battle. I'm going to have everyone use their attacks, and we'll see what happens. Now I'll have Atticus use Wonder Adrenaline. Again, that speeds up everyone's ability. You can see it filled in their charge meter very quickly. I'm going to have Hulk use Galaxy Kick, and we'll see how strong that is. Alright, that did 2,500 and some damage, which is pretty nice. I'll have Gus use Rocket Uppercut on these guys, and we'll see what sort of effect it does. Alright, so Rocket Uppercut is pretty good, did a fair amount of damage, and it also hits 2 spots next to him. So this isn't the best spot for Gus. Actually, putting Gus in one of the middle slots would have been better, because Rocket Uppercut can reach on either side of him. So if I were to be playing seriously, I would actually just move him. Let's go ahead and skip through some of the story here. We'll just breeze past this, and you can enjoy the story on your own time. There's quite a bit of story, lore, and characterization, character growth to enjoy. So when you complete missions, it'll play a new story event for you, and you can get to know these characters more. This takes place about between 2 and 3 weeks after 3 Down Stars. So if you enjoyed the story of 3 Down Stars, this story takes place after that. Alright, I'm back at the campsite. Let's see what my characters have for me. Alright, thank you, Moss. That's a useful item. I'll take that. Merry Christmas. Let's see, Yorna, thank you for the small pelt. That's used for crafting. You can enhance your weapon. And thank you, Bolt. That's good for enhancing. So if you click on an equipment in your inventory, you can see there's an enhance button up top. I don't have enough materials to enhance this, so it'll say insufficient materials. But if you enhance all 4 stars, if you enhance it 4 times, it adds a special skill to that equipment. So I don't have enough to enhance it. And you can also enhance your weapon up to 4 times as well, and again it will add. So this, for example, this already has an ability attached, Comeback Range. So range +4 on Wake Up. You have Comeback Inspire, so team charge meter +25 on Wake Up, so that fills the team's everyone's charge meter. So Wake Up is when you're defeated, and when you get revived, your Wake Up skills will activate. So that was the daily casual mission. Those are meant to be quite easy. If you don't feel like doing anything very difficult, then you can very quickly just do something easy and you can get your materials, you can build up your weapons and armor. So I'll do a daily boss. These are going to be much more difficult. You can see there's a higher level. And so I might get killed here. We'll see what happens because my level isn't high enough. But you can see the rewards are ultimate skills for the characters. So once you do that, your character will have access to their ultimate ability for 7 days. So these are two characters that I don't have in my party. We'll go ahead and do one anyway. Now if we have a look at this, you can see that the enemy attacks are light. So if you have ability that gives you light armor, then you'll be able to take less damage. You can see that light attacks will also do more damage on this mission. But there is a warning here. If we click on the warning, it says enemies deal extra damage to anyone not wearing eyewear. So if your character is wearing some sort of glasses or goggles, then they'll take neutral damage. But if they don't have that, they'll take extra damage. Let's go ahead and have a look at the next mission. The warning is enemies deal extra damage to anyone who has a brave soul. So you'll want to make sure you look at your character's soul types there. If you have a character whose soul type matches the daily soul type, they'll get a 50% boost to their stats and access to their soul ability. So Gus has a strong soul, Holt has artistic, Oxa has strong, and Atticus has artistic. That's good. I don't have a brave soul, so that means I won't be taking the extra damage from that mission. But the difficulty is now I don't have access to my soul ability. And again, if you have a look at the soul abilities, they're generally very useful. For example, Holt's soul ability is the Thunder Gun, and it hits such a wide area. It's great crowd control, but you only have access to that if your soul type matches. Every day, the soul type changes, so maybe tomorrow I'll have access to Thunder Gun. Let's go ahead and try this mission. Enemies are level 8, so I might get killed here. And I'm not wearing... Oh, no, yeah, again, this one's the Brave Soul. So I won't be taking any extra damage. I have such a strong and artistic team on this one. So we'll see how difficult this mission is. What I'm going to do is just spam my ultimates. So in the very beginning, I'm going to slam this mage boost. You'll see that my charge goes up a little bit, and it might give access. Okay, that'll give just quicker access to Atticus. I want Atticus to do Wonder Adrenaline. That's going to fill in everyone's charge meter, but also increases their speed as well, so the rate at which they charge up. Alright, I was able to hit him. The boss moves around, so you need to be careful for your timing. Beautiful Eruption will increase my explosive ability, so everyone got boosted. And now, oh no, uh-oh, I don't have my soul abilities. Actually, I shouldn't have wasted that. That wasn't very useful. I shouldn't have wasted that. I wanted to do a galaxy kick. Alright, we'll do Wonder Adrenaline again, which will speed up everyone. I want to get closer to Blizzard Gun. There we go. Alright, got 40 on there. I'm getting killed here. I should... I've got to use an item before I got some heal on that. I want a Galaxy Kick for my big damage. If I can get over and do a rocket up, that's pretty good. The boss seems to be lingering down here. I'll try to amplify, and then I'll do my Cryo Shot. Wonder Adrenaline again, which then fills in the charge. If I can get access to my Blizzard Gun, come on. Okay, my HP levels are dropping. I'm gonna... Uh-oh. Blizzard Gun before I get killed here. Alright, Galaxy Kick. Please don't run away. Got him. I can get him on top. Alright, I'll rocket up and this guy and get a boost. Okay, yeah, that was the hit that did it. Alright. So, and that battle was doable because I had everyone's ultimate abilities. As you can see, so this character is Mehmet, so now Mehmet, because I finished this battle, my reward is Mehmet's ultimate ability, so I'll have access to that for 7 days. And I also won some equipment as well, so let's go ahead. I don't want to spoil any of the character interactions or story there, so I'll just speed through this, and then when the game launches, you can enjoy the story at your own pace. So that was a look at the battle system and some of the characters and what their abilities and skills are. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at that. And if you have any further questions, please let me know. If you want a deeper dive into some of the characters' move sets, their strategies, and their analysis, I do have a longer video as well. So I'll put the link to that in the description. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope that we're able to get this game launched and I can bring this to you before the end of sales on the eShop for the 3DS. So I don't know if you'd like to go to Twitter and tweet at Nintendo and let them know that you're looking forward to the Silver Falls games on 3DS and Wii U, and ask them to hurry up and get them launched. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting these games out too. So thank you all for your support. Thanks for watching the video, and take care of yourselves. I'll see you in a bit. Take care.